All right, friends, it's T-Man, and we back with a brand new video. Guess who? Jason Blaha, the strength and fitness guy, man, the gym lifting, recruiting, lifting gear slave himself. Jason Blaha. Yes, man, can't wait to do this video. Jason Blaha says, and the assignment says, progressive overload explained for new lifters. Oh man, this is gotta be hilarious, bro. I swear, man. I've been watching some videos online. Like, these people are so funny. This is just too much, man. Now, come on. Progressive overload explained for new lifters. Oh man, what is progressive overload? It means you're incrementally increasing the weight every time you come back a little bit heavier. Oh, okay. That's a good factory worker. That's a nice factory worker. Pat, pat on the back. All right.
What is progressive overload and why does it matter for our gains? Hey, everybody, I thought I would chat.
It doesn't. You know what it matters for? Proliferation of motor units and androgen receptor strength for that force production so you can slave yourself with chemical strength to lift a weight. That's what progressive overload is. When the MND size limit ends, progressive overload slaving takes over. Get it, dude? That's what happens. When you reach a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond where the progenitor, the satellite cell, can donate any more extra nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth, it has ended. Want to know why? Because a unique feature of untrained muscles is that it gets stiff and sore the next day. You get damaged. Yes, and in nuclei precedes hypertrophy, not lost on detraining that map. Untrained first training satellite cell fusion hypertrophy. Notice when it says atrophy, notice in the diagram it says atrophy, and then when you come back they just hypertrophy. Atrophy, hypertrophy. You're atrophying, hypertrophying, like in my old videos I used to say, remember? Hypering and atrophying, hypering and atrophying. You're hypering and atrophying, bro. And then there's something that takes off, an artificial type of muscle growth. So there's no more myofibrillar growth. So now there's something called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. You're increasing the sarcoplasm with energy, giving you artificial muscles. Yeah, increasing the volume now because you are an endurance athlete, lifting in the gym, recruiting motor units, androgen receptors for that force production, because we all know that the myocytic androgen receptor controls the strength, but not the mass of the limb muscles, PubMed. These things are not hard to find, bro, on the internet. Everything is there. It tells you everything on the internet. And then, of course, we know that trained muscles, 6 weeks of these people coming in with fiber training, 6 weeks of high volume training is associated with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, a type of artificial muscle growth. You're training the muscle for another reason than to add fluid into the muscle to make pretend muscles. So, of course, you want to look the part, right? Of course, I mean, people are eating artificial food called carbs, and they're creating artificial muscles with carbohydrates, because carbohydrates don't create myofibrillar growth. Protein does. Protein synthesis exceeds this breakdown, positive nitrogen balance, you're anabolic, boom, whatever. But without an addition of these nuclei, you cannot synthesize protein, and you cannot further that MND size limit. So it's over, bro. Get it? It's over. It's done. And so is this guy. He's wasting his time. He's a lifting slave.
You guys and gals a little bit about this today, and this is...
And he is recruiting lifting slaves like you, and he's taking TRT, so he's cheating. Look, steroids are a cosmetic look, okay? Even though you are creating artificial muscles, fake muscles, and you're trying to induce them getting damaged when you were untrained, and then you got the newbie gain stuff, whatever you want to call it, the MND size limit gain, okay? All of this is all fake, bro, get it? People don't understand that. So now you're maintaining glycogen, which is artificial muscles, and then you're maintaining this motor unit and androgen receptor by being a lifting slave in the garage, like this dude. He has imprisoned himself as a lifting slave in the garage, bro. Get it? Like all of you have imprisoned yourself to a gym, and you paid a membership to lift that guy's weights in his gym, and he's laughing at you going, yeah, want to buy another membership? Come on in and lift the weights in my gym for me and pay me money to lift these stupid weights in my gym so I can rob you of your money, man. because muscles have an M&D size limit. That's why they're so scared of me. That's why the gym that I went to recently sent me a letter. They saw my YouTube channel and they said, you can't come to our gym no more. Because they got scared, bro. And they saw my videos. They're like, holy shit, Jim Slave. This guy actually is bringing our real science. Damn, man. That's why Blaha, he hates my channel. He struck my old channel because the information I put out destroys these people. Get it? They're hiding all this science from you. They don't want you to know it.
Really a basic video for people who are newer to lifting.
Look at him. Does he look like he's building muscle all the time? He says he's building muscle. Let's do this, bro. We're going to build muscles. We're going to build this. We're going to build that. Then he has to always tell you. Why does somebody have to tell you? They go, look, I'm building a big back and all that. I'm doing all these things. Why does he have to tell you that? You would write down in the comment section and just say, wow, you really look massive and big and huge and super strong and all that kind of weird stuff. You understand me? He's not. He's slaved to lifting these weights because he never built any muscle. If you actually built muscle, then you'd be like an ant. You'd be able to lift 10 times your body size, because ants are 75% muscle. Humans are 40% muscle. And when you go to the gym the first time, untrained muscles, what's a unique feature of untrained muscles? They get damaged. Okay. They get damaged, so they get sore, they get damaged. Okay, what's the unique feature of the repeat about effect? There's no more damage. Get it, bro? It's the protective effect. It's adapted. There's no more damage. And it's resilient from further assaults. So yeah. So anyways, the point is, you slave yourself to doing this stuff, bro. Because if you actually built muscle, if you jumped from 40 to 50%, believe me, if you actually grew real muscle and you as a human jumped from 40 to 50, remember, ants are 75% muscle. If you jumped just from 40 to 50, my God, how strong you would be. Those weights would feel light. You wouldn't have to be a lifting slave to them. You could lift anytime, come off the street and lift all the time. You'd actually maintain your muscle with what? With protein. You'd eat all the time, your natural food, you as a carnivore meat, and you'd maintain it, and your lifts would always be there, because they would have their own motor units, and they would have their own androgen receptors, giving you maximum force production, so you don't have to create fake ones, get it? Proliferate them all over the place in your body by lifting.
So again, not one of my advanced topics, but we need these. So if you are new to lifting and you start to ask the question of, why do we need to progress? What's the point? How do we even determine progression in the gym?
Why?
And so when we say the term progressive overload,
that's why. Why do we have to?
What we mean is that we are subjecting the muscles to more work. Okay.
Oh, we're subjecting the muscles to more work. Oh, that really sucks. You know, factory workers are subjecting their muscles to more work too. The factory workers, when they come in the first time and they're untrained lifting these boxes and stuff, they get stiff and sore, some muscle damage too. But guess what? The protective effect of the repeat about effect kicks in. No more damage. It protects them from damage so they don't get rhabdo and die. Now, you say that lifting weights builds muscles, right? In the gym, you're lifting and you're building a muscle. Okay, if you were to lift these boxes, all these people that are lifting boxes and all these heavy jobs and factories and lifting furniture all day, like furniture movers and everything, why aren't they fucking massively huge and massive? Why aren't they massive and huge? Why aren't they massive and huge? They're not. Listen, I can explain something else to you, but I'm not going to explain it, why and whatever. I'm just explaining this part, okay? Why they're big and whatever. Why aren't they? Why aren't they growing every time they lift the sofa? You understand me? Because you don't build muscles anymore. You need these nuclei. They synthesize protein. Without them, you cannot further that domain without these nuclei.
Subjecting the muscles to more work, because essentially, unless muscle fibers get fatigued, right, and they're
you're subjecting them to hypoxia, and guess what? You're aging. You're accelerated aging. He's just inducing an inflammation, an inflammatory response in his muscles. They're inflaming like everybody else. paying to go to the gym. You're paying a guy a membership so you can go there and inflame your muscles every single day. That's why you all look the same, man. You're all lifting slaves, bro. Your weight never changes other than you eating carbohydrates and artificial diet, which makes you put on a lot of weight because you're starving. It's not based on nutrients. Meat is nutrients. That's why you don't get fat. You get fat because it's empty. Carbs are empty. They're made out of sugar and some weird shit, dude, and toxic. So you're aging, and you're aging your face, lifting all the time in there. So you're doing the opposite. You went in there to try to look good and attract women. Meanwhile, you're aging your face and you're getting ugly. What's the point of that? The face is the most important. And then you're like, okay, but I got a puffy body. Okay. Yeah, basement bodybuilding's got a puffy, fat body too. He's fat. Jason Blaha is fat. I can prove it. He is fat. He's fat. He doesn't have any muscle.
To newer workloads, they don't adapt. And muscle fibers adapt by getting bigger. And some people are...
Wait, muscle fibers adapt by getting bigger? No, muscle fibers get damaged and they adapt by repairing and remodeling stronger so that they're resilient from further assaults, lifting weights. You understand me? You can read this in Eccentric Exercise. They tell you. They say it's you can go read it. Just type it up, bro. PubMed, NCBI. It tells you there some of these fucking. I have them on my community section way down, bro. It says it is resilient from. It's most likely it's resilient from further assaults. It is after repairs and remodels. It repairs and remodels stronger so that it is resilient from further assaults. So there's no more damage. So now you're comfortable in lifting your boxes inside the factory, so you don't get damaged and you don't get rhabdo. Because could you imagine if you got damaged and you didn't allow it to repair and remodel the muscles, and you just kept coming in working now with damaged muscles, and the muscles don't have a chance to repair and remodel, and then you keep breaking down more proteins because you're lifting boxes for 6 hours like a guy in CrossFit? The CrossFit guy, he got rhabdo. How did he get it? Because he kept coming in every day. He damaged some muscles, and then he came in every single day, kept lifting for 6 hours. By the time he hit the second, third day, he started breaking down proteins. He ended up in a coma and a stupor in the hospital. They had to comatose him, man, so that for like 5 or 6 or 7, they comatose him for over a week so that his muscles can restore themselves. You get a disease called rhabdo. You were the cause of it. Just like eating poisonous food, plants, like what he's doing.
Unaware of that, they don't even realize that even your walking muscles get bigger. Okay, now those are very very small muscles? Fibers, and so the muscles don't get particularly.
They're not getting bigger. Show us, Blaha. Why aren't yours getting bigger though? He keeps telling you they're getting bigger, but they're not. He's lying. He's making the shit up.
Big, you're not getting it jacked from marathon running.
You're not getting jacked.
Or long distance walking, but those fat. Muscles do get bigger. And so when people think of muscle strength and even the ability to stand up, the ability.
No, they're not. He's lying. No, they're not. Prove it.
To walk. Okay? That's caused by the muscle fibers getting bigger. Muscle fibers only really...
No, they're not. The muscle fibers aren't getting bigger. You're getting fatter because you're eating an artificial diet called carbohydrates. You're getting sarcoplasmic. You're hypertrophying through the sarcoplasm.
We adapt by growing or shrinking. Okay?
No, your body is adapting to you being an endurance athlete now by loading glycogen in the muscles, swinging your arms up and down in the air. You've reached a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond where the satellite cell can donate anywhere extra nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth. It happened when you were untrained, first training satellite cell fusion, and then hypertrophy. Like it says, in myonuclei, training precedes hypertrophy and not lost on detraining. Get it? Yeah, broski. And now he's an endurance athlete like everybody else on his channel and everybody else that's out there, dude. Lifting gym slaves.
And keeping in mind there are millions and millions and millions of muscle fibers in every single tiny muscle in your body.
Yes, there are millions. I don't know about millions, but there could be hundreds of thousands for sure. Muscle fibers, yes.
And there's different fiber types that are more endurance based, more power based.
Yeah, there's like 3 different kinds of oxygenated and glycolytic and oxygen and glycolytic and whatever. These muscle fibers, they're very specific, and the type 1 can be oxygen and glycolytic at the same time. So yeah, there's different types of muscle fibers, definitely. But he's inducing most of the oxidative ones. Yeah.
All of them contract the same. They all go 100% or not at all. So without getting into too much of that nuance, they have to be subjected to new workloads. In other words, just like when you're walking, if you only get up and you're
he's suffering from sarcopenia. Look at his legs. He's got the weird back, and he's got kyphosis with the weird stomach thing, and the skinny arms. He got the skinny arms, which he's always complaining he can't build his arms because that is a sign of he's got osteosarcopenia. Forget sarcopenia. He's suffering from osteosarcopenia. He's just shortening his lifespan here, lifting all the time. He eats very little, lifting all the time. It's like a person in prison eating a slave diet, a prisoner's diet, and then they have you lifting these weights all day. My God, that's punishment, bro. Like, they just put you in this room to lift weights all day, and then they feed you a nasty slave diet. That is so gross.
Let's say you've gotten sick, right? And you've been stuck in bed.
Right.
You get up and learn to walk again.
Oh,
You're going to have to walk progressively further. And if you
Yes.
do, the muscles involved with walking, more of them will get bigger and bigger.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, they get bigger and bigger, progressively walk. Yeah, okay,
Thing in the gym, except that we're not just dealing with distance and time, we're also dealing with how much weight you're moving. And progressive overload is kind of a big deal. So when we define progressive overload, what we mean is, are we moving more weight? That's number one. It's going to be weight. Now, keep in mind, all of this is to create tension on the muscles, but that's a little bit nuanced for the novice. So again, we're going to have a few things that we can do to create more overload. Number one, weight, and that's the simple one. The bar.
Yes, weight. To recruit more motor units and androgen receptors. Yes, so we could be lifting slaves to it.
The dumbbell, the machine, whatever you're using, you put more weight on it. In other words, if you've been doing 50 pounds or 50 kilograms, you go up to 51 or 55, right? That is an example of just increasing straight up tension and increasing weight. Now, when we make this statement, if we're talking progressive overload, we're talking progressive overload on the muscles themselves. So if you are cheating, okay, in other words, you're swinging or swaying just to increase weight, that is not progressive overload. Why? Okay,
that is it? Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Oh, okay.
Be progressive overload on the exercise.
Yeah.
But it's not on the muscles, because the muscles involved aren't doing more work. Like right here, you see a bench press.
Oh, okay. I had no clue. I didn't know.
What muscles are we working? Our chest, our front deltoids, the front of our shoulder, and our triceps on the back of our arm. That's the muscles being worked. If we start bouncing the weight, or we find some way to cheat, obviously other muscles are involved. So obviously that doesn't do it. What about if we cut range of motion out? Might not matter at the lockouts on some lifts. Well, depending on some multi-joint movements, it might, like a bench, might get a little less tricep. But really it's the stretched positions, okay? What do we mean by stretch? Your chest is stretched at the bottom.
Okay.
By stretch, your chest is stretched at the bottom.
The chest is stretched. It's stretched at the bottom, guys. We're looking for a different outcome, even though the domain limit even though muscles had reached a myonuclear domain limit, we're looking for a different outcome.
Right, it's stretched at the bottom. So if you arch more, like often powerlifters do, you are reducing tension on the chest in the stretched position. That's where muscles have to work the hardest.
Yes, the muscles are working. They're working hard. The muscles, they're working, bro. Look at me. Look, Mom, the muscles, they're working, bro. Look. Hey, Doc, every time I go like this, my arm hurts. Don't do that anymore, okay? Oh, okay, doctor, sure.
Same thing, see curls here, right?
Yeah.
That bottom of it, that's the hardest part for the muscle. Now, granted, because of the angles involved, not always.
Wow, he's burning fat. It's looking good. The TRT's helping the cosmetic look. Cosmetics definitely help with that, the fake cosmetic look. That's definitely good. Really got to maintain that with the cosmetics. Isn't that stuck? Here's the thing. If you're natural, you have to maintain the phony muscles that you're building, sarcoplasmic muscles, eating that artificial diet all the time. That's really going to hinder your health in the long run. You're going to age, you're going to get sick eating carbohydrate diets, whatever you want to call it, drug-induced carbohydrate diets. And then you have to maintain the motor unit and the androgen receptors to lift a heavy weight. You got to be slave to lift a heavy weight. That's all artificial, bro. And that's going to accelerate aging and make your face old. Okay, it's going to make you old. And then here's another thing. So you take steroids. The people, they take steroids because they go, fuck this shit. They take steroids because they get lazy, whatever. So they take steroids. That absorbs more glycogen. Testosterone absorbs shitloads of glycogen, stays in there better, gives them a very nice cosmetic look now. It gives them a cosmetic muscular look. And they go, wow, this is great. But that is maintained how as well? It's artificial. So what's maintaining it? The drugs, bro. You gotta have the money, the juice, the money for the drugs to maintain the phony look. Get it? So he has to maintain the phony muscles, the phony lifts, and the phony cosmetic look by being a lifting slave forever, eating a slave diet called tofu. Can you imagine? Man, this is like ending up in hell and somebody feeding you the fake diet and telling you to lift those weights forever and injecting these like steroids in you forever. This is crazy.
But if it's locked into a machine, it absolutely is.
Where's the life? I thought we'd go swimming, play sports, run down the street, kick a ball, maybe basketball in the court. You know what I mean? How about traveling, going out? How about girls partying, clubbing, maxing? That guy's more fun. Austin Wayne is more fun. The looks maxing guy. I'd rather watch his videos. This is so boring. I don't even want to do this anymore. Get it? Because the repeatable effect is kicked in and I've lost interest now in this stuff.
Okay? Because of the gravity and center pull. But the bottom of the exercise is usually where the most tension is put on any muscle.
Yes, the gravity up and down. There's gravity's pulling, and then you're going against gravity. Now it's pulling you down. Yes, there's a stopping motion. Yes, that's what's causing the brakes in it.
The most stretch. So if you start cutting out the bottom, it's not progressive overload. In fact, you may actually be.
No, it's not. It's eccentric. It's eccentric overload. It's no longer progressive overload. Yes.
Reducing it.
Progressive overload is in the opposite direction. It's the concentric, and that is not associated with muscle damage. Eccentric it's associated with stretching muscles, associated with damaging and growth. That's where the stimuli comes, and then you eat a lot, and then there's the growth, bro. As long as you're eating the right food.
Right, but number one, progressive overload. The number one is weight on the bar. Or weight being moved.
I wonder if anybody ever wonders why they're not growing. No wonder why everybody wants to go on steroids. They're like, man, I'm wasting my time, bro. You are really wasting your time. That's why people take steroids. As far as lifting, that's just androgen receptor, motor unit. So people always are going to try to compete with steroid people and say, well, they're on steroids. They're cheating. You're cheating because you're lifting a heavy weight. It's helping you lift a heavy weight right away. Yeah, they're injecting liquid strength. Get it? Liquid gold. They're injecting fake strength into the muscle. They didn't have to practice to lift a heavy weight. They injected strength. They got it automatically. But you went there and you want to lift a heavy weight. I don't know. And then they built these phony muscles with it. It gives them a cosmetic look. And you're like, man, I'm striving to get that look. Well, if you're truly striving to get that look that they have on steroids and lift those real heavy weights, then what the hell are you doing lifting naturally? That just doesn't make any sense, bro.
Now, in my case, you say pull-ups, so that's your body weight, but that's still a weight. Your body is still a weight, but I'm also adding plates there.
Look, if I truly wanted the steroid cosmetic look and I wanted to lift super heavy weights, if that was really what I wanted to do, then that's what I would do, get it? But it's not something I want to do. But there is a lot of people online that's what they want to do. And they have the right to do that because they live in a free country. You have the freedom to do that. You understand me? You have the freedom to do whatever you want. But there is consequences to pay for some things if they're illegal, bro.
Okay. So increasing weight is the primary method by which we increase progressive overload. Again, assuming the range of motion and the form do not change. Okay, as long as they're similar. What else? How about adding repetitions? If you can add repetitions with the same weight, that is progressive overload. In other words, let's say you have a weight that you can only lift for 8 reps in a row. Again.
Hey, sir, I'm getting a stronger, but I'm not getting a bigger. Why? Why am I not getting a bigger? Well, you're not eating enough carbohydrates to get fatter. You got to get fatter to get bigger. How, sir? Oh, you have to bulk diet. But I don't want to get too fat. Oh, then we have to go on a lean bulk. A lean bulk. What's that? Well, cut out the donuts, but eat a lot of spaghetti. Oh, okay, I guess a lean bulk. Yeah, okay.
We're not talking about across multiple sets. That would be overall volume.
Oh, yeah, volume.
So we're talking
overall
in a single
volume,
set,
bro.
which means you start and stop one time.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, yeah.
With minimal rest in between repetitions.
Oh, yeah,
okay, so a set.
a minimal rest between the repetition, bro. That'll magically make them grow. Okay.
If you can do more reps, if you've been doing 8 reps and you build up to 9.
Oh, yeah. So if you get to 8, you got to build them up to 9. Okay.
Build up to 10.
Oh, build him up to 10. Yes, 10. I thought everybody was already doing 10. Wait.
Okay. We've added reps.
I thought everybody already tried that one. They've been trying everything in the book. That's why there's so many plans out there by Jeff Nippert and his merry band of fake lifters. He's on steroids anyways. He's admitted to it because he's a fake, get it? Like all the rest of these influencers, they're all fake. They're doing something artificial, fake, whatever, man.
Is a progressive overload. Right? That is a new stimulus. The muscles have had to do more work, so something is then adapting.
Wow, has he aged? He's adapted all right. He's adapted all right. His face has aged in his body. He looks like he's 85 years old. I swear he looks like an 85-year-old man. I would never think he was 47. He looks 85. When he throws on a T-shirt, he looks so small in a T-shirt because he's faded away. And he has this Gomer Pyle face and his glasses on, this old man glasses with the bald head. The hair is gone. He's balded. He's destroyed, bro. Is he shaving his chest and his leg hairs? I think he's been using neat and burning off the hairs on his chest and everywhere, looking smooth. He wants to look like a bodybuilder, bro. The G for P, bro.
Okay. Something is adapting.
Something happened to Blaha. I think he's G for P, man. He's desperate.
Now, people will say, well, if you just kind of train to failure on all of those, won't that automatically put it there? That's true. But if you train to failure and the muscles are adapting, you will add reps by default. In other words...
If you train to failure, but the muscles are adapted, yeah, muscles are adapted, you're going to train to failure. And do what, bro? Wear yourself out. What are you talking about?
Muscles adapt to that. Your 8 will turn...
Muscles adapt to that? They did adapt. When you were untrained, that's what a unique feature of untrained muscles is that they get stiff and sore the very next day. How do they adapt? When they repair and remodel stronger, they're resilient from further assaults. Get it? No more damage.
Into 9. It will eventually turn into 10. It will eventually turn into 11. Okay?
Whatever.
And that can be looked at set to set. When you're a novice, that's easy. You get more advanced, you literally might be, can I add 1 rep to any of my sets? Okay, which is still increased in reps. So let's say you've been able to do 10, 10, and then 8 with a weight. But then you get to where you can do 10, 10, and then 9 on the last one. Okay, that still counts. That's progressive overload.
That
it's
is?
Much smaller, but again, when you get more...
I had no idea that was progressive overload. Oh, okay.
More advanced, we accept things like that.
Okay.
That becomes our normal. We have to train that way. The other one is going to be through volume. Okay, volume is a form of progressive overload. And I would say that's more of a case of we're definitely trying to force adaptation because we've stalled a little bit, adding more sets. So in other words, let's say you've been doing 3 sets of 10.
Okay.
And it's all kind of stalled. It's been staying the same weight, same rest, but you add a 4th set.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. And let's say you can get 7 or 8 on it or whatever. That is progressive overload. We've now added volume.
That is progressive overload? I had no clue. Did it take it that long to explain this? My God.
Volume in the form of additional sets or additional exercises.
Additional, yes.
But it's harder to track it with additional exercises.
Yeah, it gets difficult to track. Yes, sir. Yes.
Those need to be tracked as their own progressive overload, each one. But those are the 3 pathways.
I think you need to get a pen and a paper to track, dude.
Ways by which we increase progressive overload.
Yeah,
okay? It's going to be weight on the bar, which is direct tension. It's going to be how many reps you can do in a set.
Yes.
Right? And then we're going to have volume, which is going to be the total number of sets.
Yes, okay.
and work that we're done. And those are the three pathways by which we increase the work that a muscle does. All of them are capable of producing adaptations.
How is this a carryover to my job in the factory, Mr. Blaha?
Growth in those muscle fibers. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative.
Very informative. Look at that face. That is the Blaha face, man. I'm telling you, broski. That is the Blaha face right there. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. This video has ended, and it ended with a domain limit. See you in the next one, bro. Gym lifting slave, Blaha. Man, this poor soul of a man. He's imprisoned himself forever. He's in lifting hell, limbo.